Hello. In order to inject some culture into this series, I'm going to perform the most famous speech from William Shakespeare's classic opus, Hamlet. My handsome assistant Whitey has offered to translate for modern audiences.
I look forward to working with all five of you. Take it away, Blacky.
Alright. Here goes. Let me just get into character. Ahem. To be, or not to be? That is a question.
I don't know whether I can be bothered to be alive anymore.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind, to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and, by opposing, end them.
I do not know whether I should moan like a pussy about my problems, or just take it. Either way, I am a pussy.
To die. To sleep no more. And by asleep, to say we end the heartache, and the thousand natural shocks, that flesh is heir to.
Why don't I just kill myself if I'm going to be such an emo bastard? Taking a nap is also an option.
'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come.
The difference between sleeping and being dead is that you have dreams when you are asleep, and you do not have dreams when you are dead. Unless dead people do dream after all. I think I'll consider the possibility out loud for a few hours, and then kill everyone close to me. Did I mention that I'm the protagonist of this story?
When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong. The proud man's contumely. The pangs of despised love. The law's delay. The insolence of office and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin.
Tea hat bits mostly filler. And I have no fucking clue what a bodkin is.
Who would fartles bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others, that we know not of.
I am fascinated by death, but I'm also pretty scared of dying because nobody alive knows what it is like to die. No shit.
Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment, with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
I'm afraid of killing someone, or dying myself, therefore I am most definitely a pussy. Truly I am a tragic hero for the ages. I say, Blacky, you have such emotional delivery.
It has always been a dream of mine to portray the Dane. I once auditioned for the RSC, but they told me to come back when they next do Othello. I'm not quite sure what they meant by that.
I agree that you would be a very good lusty more, Blacky.
What does lusty more mean?
That is not important. May I have a go at Hamlet now, and you translate for me?
Well, go ahead and give it a bash. If you think you're up to it.
Alas, poor your Rick. I knew him, Horatio.
He's referring to the skull of a dead guy who he used to know. This software doesn't really allow for props, so just go with it.
A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy.
He was a funny person, who did and said humorous things.
He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times.
He gave me a lot of piggybacks.
And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it.
Ha ha. You said rim. But I have no idea what the hell that sentence means. I guess it just means he's pissed off.
Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft.
Alright. Apparently this old dead guy used to kiss Hamlet on the mouth when he was just a child. I'm starting to understand why Hamlet is so messed up.
Where be your jibes now? Your gambols? Your songs? Your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar?
Hey, dead guy, how come you're not as funny as you used to be?
Not one now, to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen?
You know, I don't think Shakespeare even knew what the hell he was talking about sometimes. People just pretend that it makes sense to sound intelligent.
Now I'll get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that.
Hey, if you're so funny then I challenge you to make a woman laugh at this completely nonsensical statement. What the hell is she meant to be painting anyway? You know what, Whitey? Fuck this.
Yeah, fuck Shakespeare. Fuck him right in the face. Let's go back to paraphrasing Quentin Tarantino films.
Aha, that's a bingo.